This is the Shark, the BYD Shark, and this is real spotted in Australia on the road.
Yeah, this was spotted doing testing in Australia, not in disguise.
That's pretty, yeah.
So I'll bring up some photos, but it's quite an exciting car. People are really excited about it. It's getting a lot of attention.
Why?
I think because of the new concept. It'll be a plug-in hybrid, right?
Yep.
So you'll be able to run your kind of whole campsite off the car.
Right.
It's one of those cars, you know how Ronnie's talking about where when the hybrids come in, you'll be able to power your house off of them.
Yeah.
This is kind of that. This is kind of that concept. But it's got some electric motors on the front and rear.
Yep.
Which will help power the car. But the electric engine, it basically just has all this power coming out of that, and then as soon as you run out of battery, it'll switch to your fuel,
Yep.
your petrol car, and it'll run at the computer will basically control it, and it'll run at an economic speed. But while it's doing that, it'll recharge the battery.
Right.
So while you're driving on petrol, it'll recharge the battery, and when your battery's good to go, you just switch to that.
So what you're saying is you get three like you'll drain your electric stores or whatever.
Yep.
Is that whatever it is?
Yep.
And then you use your petrol up. As you're using your petrol, that battery charges back up.
Yep.
Use the battery again until it's out.
Yeah.
So you've got, what's the range on these things?
Yeah, it's a good question. I don't know, and that's what I understand of it. It could be off, but
instead of driving that really well because I can handle that.
Well, so the engine, instead of driving the wheels like a normal engine wheel, it's going to run at the most efficient, constant, right? So
you might be a little bit underpowered on using the petrol.
I mean, I doubt you'd be underpowered.
You wouldn't probably feel
but it's an underpowered engine.
Yeah.
Like, it's not a big engine.
Yeah. What is it, a 1.5
It's a 1.5 litre.
Yeah.
Which is small.
Yeah.
But it's not going to be running off that. So anyway, this is the car. This is spotted.
Oh, right. So this is a real image. Look at you go.
I know.
Coming in with the real stuff.
Yeah, well, it gets sent into us, mate. So may as well. It'd be rude not to.
No, it
looks good. It looks exactly
and there's
like
your 300 up in the distance there, I would have thought. So the BYD Shark just taking front and centre.
Taking front and centre. It looks good.
It does. It just looks like your everyday ute.
The front is a bit squarer.
Hey.
You like that?
No, they all are.
Well, they all
I like that, yeah.
You do.
Stop saying it, please. Can't get that out of my head. You don't even mean it, do you?
No, I don't. Sometimes I do. Sometimes I'll just put it in there. But yeah,
that's good by you, Morton. Anyway, I like this, and this sounds.
It sounds good. So this is from we had this commented on YouTube, but I'll read it out. So when the battery level drops to a certain point, the engine will kick in. It won't drive the wheels directly, but it'll maintain the most efficient, like high speed.
Yeah.
The main job of the engine is to generate electricity when it's running on petrol.
Right.
So the electricity is going to charge the battery, and it's going to power the motors, which are going to be driving the wheels.
Yep.
So while you're using fuel, instead of the fuel driving the wheels, the engine, the battery, the motors, that are on the front and rear are going to be driving the wheels. It has 320 kilowatts combined of power.
Yep.
And you're obviously not going to be using that all the time. And it's going to vary depending on where you're driving, right?
Yep.
Like if you're on a four-wheel drive terrain, you're going to have more power.
Yep.
If you're driving around the city, you're going to have less power. You're going to be using less electricity, less energy. So I think that's pretty interesting.
Yeah.
I don't know if there's another car out there that's doing this stuff. But
no, well, that's what Ronnie
BYD are very trustworthy.
Yeah.
Allegedly. They've been in the game for a while, and they've been designing electric motors for a long time. So their motors and stuff they don't seem like they're going to blow up on you.
I wonder if
you're driving around, you'll be able to trust it.
Is it their first hybrid engine?
No.
Okay.
No.
That's good to know.
It wouldn't be their first hybrid engine.
Right. So I'm interested then to see one, fuel range, if anyone can help us out. Just range because it's not all fuel. And then two, I'd love to know what happens towing or how well it tows.
Yeah, towing would be interesting. It'll use a fair bit more. And
like if you're, it will use more obviously, but under electricity, battery power, how well is it going to tow versus how well it is on petrol power? You know what I mean?
Yeah, and I want to know, like, how quickly is that? Are you going to run out of fuel before the electric engine charges up enough to be able to carry you on?
100%,
Or is it just going to be a standby kind of thing where, oh, mate, I've got 10 Ks on my range and I've got to go 30 Ks. I've got the petrol to get me there. It's not going to, is it going to charge it up? I don't know. But the cool thing about it is you can, and this is the cool thing about all electric cars, is that you can park it at your house or wherever you are and just fill up.
Yeah.
And then you're ready to go.
Yeah.
So if you're just doing a daily drive and you've got a charger at your house, you can just park at home, wake up in the morning, go to sleep, wake up in the morning, and then you're basically good to go again. You're not really stopping at a fuel station once a week. You're just going home and doing it all in one go.
Yeah. Plug it in every night if you want to just top up.
Which is cool.
I like this on the radar, and I've got more questions actually, which not to be answered today, but
throw them out. See if we can get some listeners to throw some stuff in.
Like that question there is a great one. Like on petrol using fuel, how long is that taking to charge up those electric motors? What's the range on them? Like that. This is and towing is the one. Like, are these actually a viable option for people towing?
Yeah, but I mean, if at the same time, are you going to tow? Is that the car you're going to buy if you're towing? Like, it's nice to have the option to tow, but if you're going to buy a towing car, wouldn't you go for a Y63 or Y62, 300 or 200?
I think at the moment you're not even considering it, but
it'd be good to have the option
until it might tell us otherwise. It might just knock down the door and say, "Look, this is an option.
True.
Come buy me. Come get a shark."
Would you buy one? Is that something that you'd have on your list of 20?
Not at the moment.
Electric hybrid car.
But 10 years down the track, who knows where everything's at? And that, if that BYD Shark is 10 years down the track also, tried and tested over 10 years, still going, still a competitor in the market, then 100%.